On a desolate village road, under a stormy night sky, a man found himself stranded when his tire suddenly blew out. The rain was pounding against his windshield, lightning flashed, and the wind howled through the darkness. The man got out of his car, looking around, but there was nothing in sight. Just then, he noticed a faint light flickering in the distance, deep within the forest. Desperate for help, he began walking toward it. As he got closer, he realized it was a small village. The old, worn wooden houses were dimly lit, and narrow paths wound between them. The rain continued pouring down, but a few houses had lights on inside. He knocked on the door of one of the homes, and an elderly man opened it. The man explained his situation, mentioning the flat tire and his need for assistance. The old villager smiled warmly, but offered a peculiar response. "Of course, we'll help you. But first, there's a wedding nearby. You can't get help without attending. Come along, enjoy yourself for a bit, and your tire will be fixed after." The man was taken aback and hesitated. "I really just need my tire fixed. I have to be back on the road before the night is over," he said. But the old man grew more insistent, his eyes gleaming as he spoke. "There's no need to rush, my boy. In this village, things are done a bit differently. Besides, traveling in this storm would be dangerous. Join us at the wedding. You will eat, drink, and dance a little. By morning, your tire will be taken care of." The man still felt uneasy, but the relentless rain, the strange allure of the village, and the old man's persistent smile began to wear him down. With no other option in sight, he finally gave in and said, "All right, I'll come." The old man led him through the village, joined by a few other villagers, and they walked into the woods, further from the village. As they approached, the man saw a large bonfire burning in a clearing, surrounded by villagers dancing and singing. The light from the fire illuminated the scene, casting eerie shadows across the trees. The atmosphere was lively, but something about it felt off. The villagers kept smiling at him, their eyes never leaving his. Despite his initial discomfort, the man soon got swept up in the festivities. The food was abundant and prepared with care, and the villagers kept offering him drinks. As the night went on, he let his guard down and joined in the dancing. The villagers' old-fashioned clothing and the rhythmic music gave the whole event a mystical feel. The more he danced, the more he forgot about his worries. As the first light of dawn began to creep across the sky, the man excused himself to step away for a moment. He walked to the edge of the forest for a brief break. But when he returned, the sight before him made his blood run cold. The once crowded wedding site was now deserted. The bonfire had nearly burned out, leaving only smoldering embers and ash. The joyous music and dancing had vanished, as if they had never been there. In a panic, the man hurried back toward the village. But when he arrived, the village he had seen the night before had transformed. The houses were abandoned and decaying, their doors closed and windows shattered. The eerie silence chilled him to his core. The village looked as though it had been deserted for years. There was no sign of life, no trace of the villagers who had been there only hours before. With growing terror, the man ran back to his car. Yet, to his shock, when he reached it, the flat tire had been repaired. Though he hadn't seen a single soul, someone had fixed it. Shaken and confused, he quickly got into his car, started the engine, and sped away. As he drove off into the early morning mist, the eerie events of that stormy night haunted his thoughts, leaving him with a chilling, unsolvable mystery.
Which story did you find the scariest? Let us know in the comments which story you liked the most and share your own scary experiences. Maybe we'll feature your story in one of our upcoming videos.